segments here, I'm just going to take the pen tool this time because that's allowing me to, if you remember, make the shapes, clicking and dragging to make the possible images for that piece. I'll give it a color, just a bright orange so you can see it, and zoom in a little bit. And I'm just going to follow the drawing as it is. Maybe line some of these up with the shift key if I want to keep it as a straight line. And so far I have the fill highlighted just so you can see parts of it. The smart guides line these up. Okay. And as I build this across, I'll turn it off in a second here, but as you see this line coming across, and just going to try to keep this as a straight line. I'll curve it later. And now I'll just turn off this part right here. Just fold that close and just close it up at the top. So that's the foreground shape. What you then need to do is to kind of look at all these as separate shapes, but use these smart guides to help you illustrate it. So I'm going to hold down the command to deselect everything. That allows me to lay the anchor point right up on top of this section and try to take a look at the drawing. Just go down to the midsection there, and there's the anchor point again. I'll give this a little bit different color just so you can see it. And just spacebar. If I go back, it'll subtract it. So I need to deselect, and there I can start with the anchor point again. Kind of going back. So I'm trying to use the shapes. It's kind of an irregular sketch as it goes. I'm just going to locate the anchor. Give that a value to it. Again, just deselecting it, but letting the mouse hover over the previous sketch. Fill that up there. And again, the anchor points guarantees that it's going to be placed right onto that section there. So there it is. Lines up pretty accurately. Bear with you. Okay. So there you have that main body of it. I'm going to leave this section just because I have the curve point, and then take a look at this in between. So now, here's where it comes in with the curve. So I'm going to click on the height of this curve and come down to this point. And in order to go to the next point, I have to click on it to make it a corner point. Make sure you click right on that anchor point. Stretches out the curve. Come around here, try to highlight. You can see the guideline showing me the curve. And then come all the way straight down. And at this point, I'm going to just turn off the fill color and go straight up. Just hold the shift key down. Curve it that way. Come down to a point. And here it looks, I'm going to give it a distance between here and here so you can get a nice, you see the line for the curve. And then drop it straight down. And here I'm just going to minus it out a little bit so I can see it. Command minus. Okay, so far not too difficult on this one. I'll give it a lighter color so you can see it. And then just kind of do the same. The square ones are going to be easier. And then coming down through here. So here I'm just going to let it overlap because I'm going to use the shape builder later to drop through here. I'm just going to drop this down. Come back up, there's the anchor point. Okay, and now these parts that have the curves, again, I'm just going to start at the tangent line over here. Again, this one. Kind of click here to curve this out. Come back. And come straight through this. And let that be the shape. And while I have it selected, I'll go ahead and do the shape builder. Here's the blue and the front of the green, and the shape builder tool is right here. This allows me just to click and drag, and it makes that initial selection fill it into that piece, make it into that shape. Okay, so it's using this shape on top of this one. So I shift key to select the both of them. The shape builder tool allows me to create those as separate pieces there. Okay, so that's a separate item there. And do the same with the next one. I just need to get this curve and just use the rest of the shapes to help me illustrate that. So I can curve this here, come down all this way, give it a different color, and now I have three shapes, this one, the blue one, and the foreground one, and undo those all back together, shift key this together, and now do the shape builder tool again. So you can see as soon as I click on this, it'll separate that as its own shape. Okay. This part, if I click and drag, it'll connect these two. And trying to take a look at these two right here for that part. So I'll give them a little bit different color. So there's a piece, and here's a piece. And you can't draw that any better from scratch because it's just too tightly connected there. Okay, and that's how you want to kind of treat this because it's a unique design for it. Come down here. Here's the anchor point for this one. You see how it goes up and has this piece wrapped through it. So you're going to curve it, set a corner point into it, come back a little bit, curve it that direction, come all the way down. And again, it's this point overlapping this shape. So I shift key it. Here's the blend tool. Just click and drag that one together. Give it a little bit different color. And now you have this shape. So it's trying to use the shapes to help you build up the previous ones. Here's the pen on the anchor point tool. And you can get away with just overlapping the entire shape here. I'll overlap this entire one right here. I'll hide that fill and just come right through and draw this one. Spacebar to help me place it in there. So now I have a couple of these working together. I can highlight the two of them. The shape builder tool is right there. Lets me build that shape right there. Okay. In shift key to get this one connected. I'll grab this shape, these three, take the shape builder, and now I can connect this one to that, and now you have all these as separate pieces. When it doesn't have the fill, it doesn't let you select it, so just remember that part. So that's that part. And same with this one. If I missed this little section right here, just connect this one. I'm just overlapping it because I know I'm going to take that out. Take that section there. Here's the shape builder. So it has those two pieces. And now just select these three shapes, just move it so you can see it. Take the tool. There you have most of that placed in there. So the more you kind of overlap it, it gets you a little bit easier to see the illustration there.